I'm calling this Surrender Take Two because surrender as a concept, as I relate to it, has had many layers to me, but there are kind of a few distinct ones that really have influenced my relationship with peace. So my first experience of surrender was actually my second read of Michael Singer's book, The Surrender Experiment. And that took place towards the end of 2018. Earlier that year, it had been one of my best years in business, coming back from almost a complete collapse in early 2017. But things were going well until late in the year. And a role with one of the organizations I was working with kind of came to a head, and I had been pushing really hard for an outcome, and then the rug came out from under me. And I took a few weeks off and reread the book, and really, for the first time, felt like I was allowing myself to connect to this inner experience, a sense of there being a power in the world greater than myself, that I was allowing myself to really get present to. So at that point, I called it the universe, the divine. It was just how I related to it. Today I would call it God. When I use that word deep in my being, it resonates. Back then I wasn't ready for that type to use that terminology, but that's been part of the evolution and part of the deepening of the layers for me. And when I think about what Take Two really means to me in the process of surrender, and where I've found a much deeper experience of peace, that first take was just having that connection, feeling the energy, and really just recognizing, like, yeah, there's something here that's beyond what I personally create in this world, that's influencing how things unfold. Take Two, I feel like I'm, right in the midst of it now. April 2025, and I, especially as I've been going through the lessons of Course in Miracles, have felt guided to fully surrender into the idea that I'm here to be fully guided by this force that I relate to as God. And that's how I'm relating to surrender at this point in time. And as external things happen in the world, I've been navigating some financial circumstances recently. Last year was navigating some, relationship, challenges, and every time that I fully open myself up to what I relate to as God's will, there is a deep sense of peace regardless of the outer circumstance that I've experienced beyond what I can explain. And I've got some previous experiences that I'll share, further in this series of videos that kind of gave me the first glimpses of that, but it's become a very intentional practice. And the deeper I go into that in the daily, practice and lessons with A Course in Miracles, and looking back on what I learned from the Surrender Experiment, have been such deep and profound openings for me to access that source of peace.